getting ready for a little date night. And when I think date night makeup, I always think very like sexy, sultry, dark, smoky eyes, neutral lip, maybe a little bit of shimmer on the eye, black eyeliner, and also always a very flawless base. I'm starting out with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion for my eyeshadow primer. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the 9M Midnight Dune palette by Morphe, and starting with a pretty like fluffy brush, I'm just going to take this shade right here. I'm just going to cover my eyelids. And then taking a very fluffy brush, I'm going to use this shade right here. Basically just blend it all throughout my crease and going from all the way inside this inner crease right here to the outer crease. Next, using my finger, I'm going to take this shimmery shade here at the bottom. I'm going to put this on the inner corner of my actual eyelid all the way to pretty much about 3/4 of the way out. And because I'm really extra, I'm going to use this like really white shimmery shade. And I'm going to just put this on the very innermost corner of my eye just to give an extra little pop of brightness. We're going to go back to that eyeshadow palette, but beforehand, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. I made sure it was very sharp because I'm going to draw a little wing and line the top of my lid. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to go over it with eyeshadow anyways and kind of smudge it out, but we just want to lay the foundation of that wing. And going back to the palette, I'm going to use this black shade. And using like a little angled brush, I'm going to just lay this eyeshadow right on top. Also just kind of coming a little bit out of the lines on the top as well. I'm not trying to have really crisp liner. As you can see, we want it to kind of have a little bit of a smudged out effect on top. I think the key to having really sexy eyes for like a date night or any kind of evening look is not being afraid to go dark. I've obviously gone really thick on my liner and it just looks intense right now, but it's kind of what I think gives the look that extra bit of oomph. We will do bottom liner and bottom eyeshadow after we lay our base down. If you have not tried the Lancome priming serum, you need to go immediately purchase some because it is my current favorite primer. I've been using it like crazy. You can tell it's almost out. It just moisturizes your skin like no other. And I feel like it pairs so well with any foundation that I use. And using the Saie Beauty Glowy Supergel, I'm going to use this underneath my foundation. You can also use this as a liquid highlight, but I like to use it underneath my makeup. Because next, using the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Skin Tint, I'm going to just put some on my face. I've been using makeup sponges for my foundation a little bit more recently. I'm normally a brush girly, but I've been enjoying a good sponge application. For my concealer, I'm using the Crème Beauty Sweetener Concealer. This concealer is my favorite concealer right now. And I'm also just going to clean up the bottom portion of my wing just to give a nice sharp edge. Another product I've just been obsessed with, the Patrick Ta. It's the Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. I'm going to use the contour first right now. It's the cream side of it. When I contour, I typically just carve my cheekbones out, do a little bit on my jawline, and using the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush in the shade Grace, I'm gonna use this to finish up my cream based products, and we will start going over with some powder products in just a second. And to set everything I have laid out so far, I'm going to use the Halo Glow Setting Powder by e.l.f. and a powder puff, and we're just going to press in what we have laid down. Going back to the Patrick Ta Contour and Bronzer Duo, I'm going to use the bronzer. And I'm just going to bronze right underneath my cheekbone and bring a little bit up here. You can also do your forehead, but I typically don't put makeup on my forehead because I have bangs. It feels kind of like a waste. And then using the Revlon powder blush in the shade Mauvelous, I am going to add some more blush because there's no such thing as too much blush. I've been using this highlighter by Revolution Beauty. It's the Dare to Divulge highlighter. I literally can't use any other highlighter. I have to use this literally every day because it is so pretty. I'm also putting some of this right on my brow bone and the inner corner. Going back to the Urban Decay eyeliner, I'm gonna put this in my waterline. A trick to avoid smudging your makeup with your fingers at all is to take the powder puff that you used with the powder on it and apply your liner like this. You can pull the skin downwards so you can really get in there on the waterline without messing your makeup up. And then going back to the black eyeshadow on the Morphe palette, I'm going to do exactly pretty much what I did with my top liner. I'm just going to smudge out and add some black eyeshadow on top of that liner. And then using a fluffy brush that has nothing on it, I'm just smudging out the bottom a little bit more for a nice soft blend. Curling my lashes, and I'm gonna use this Pixie Lash Booster Mascara. I'm just gonna do a light layer. We're gonna put on falsies anyways, so I'll do like honestly like 4 really light coats and slowly build up to make sure that my bottom lashes are really saturated. For my falsies, I'm using the Ardell Faux Mink Wispies. Like they're like literally the perfect, I feel like lashes for any occasion. And then just to make sure that my real lashes are meeting the falsies, I'm doing a very light coat. To line my lips, I'm gonna be using my favorite lip liner of all time, the MAC lip liner in the shade Stone. To make sure my lips have a nice contour, I'm also adding this liner to all the corners so that when we add lipstick on top, there'll be a little bit more depth. And for my lipstick, I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay, the Vice Blonde Liquid Lipstick. These are so awesome because they're glossy, but they're a liquid lip and they last a really long time. This shade is called Give 'Em Backtalk. And I'm just gonna slowly build the color starting with the center of my lips, and then I'm just gonna start blending outward and kind of overlap where the liner was. You can still see the liner doing its job by like contouring underneath, but it looks less harsh and like there's less of an intense definitive line between the two. Just cleaning the edges up a little bit with concealer because I overlined a little more than I meant to. You can always use concealer for this last step, but I'm going to use the Lime Crime Velvetines in the shade Cashmere. I like to take a lighter shade, similar to what I've already laid down, and just kind of put it in the center and blend outwards. It is kind of screwing with the finish of the last lipstick we just laid down. I know it was kind of glossy and this is mattifying it, but we have the contour from the liner, we have the actual color, and then this is acting as almost like a highlight right in the front here. Makes my lips look a lot bigger than they actually are. And to make sure everything holds up, I'm going to use the All Nighter Set and Spray by Urban Decay. I'm very generous with the amount that I use. All right, makeup is done. I'm gonna go do my hair, put an outfit on, and I'll show you guys the final look in just a sec. Okay, final look. I don't know if I like my outfit all that much, but I don't have time to change. Jacket is Forever 21. Little bodysuit underneath is Abercrombie. Pants are Topshop. And my shoes, don't mind all the cat toys on the floor. I don't remember what they are, so I will plug them in at the bottom. Last but not least, though, we cannot forget perfume. I got sent this Tiger Lily Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. Oh my gosh. I love a really like feminine, floral, sexy, like girly scent. Perfect. It's so good if you have not smelled it yet. Anyways, though, like I said, I don't have time to do anything else. I'm gonna head out right now. I love you and thanks for getting ready with me.